Greetings and welcome back to This Week I'm Learning, the podcast where the five of us get together and describe the fun, scary, dark, ranty, or inspiring topics we've learned about in the week. This is episode 61 and the start of season 3. We're recording October 4th, 2021, and I'm your host, Brandon Vader, also known as Dracanis. Down cattywampus to me, that direction is Colton Roper, also known as Seeker4761.
Hello.
Directly next to me, we have Charlie Stifler, also known as Mjolnir.
Hello.
Down below him, Tim Rind, also known as Fake Farang. And then, all the way in the far corner, we have Cody Stratman, also known as Psychonitrous. Did you guys enjoy your 2 weeks off? Well, I mean, 2 weeks off from recording, which is only really one night a week, but...
Right, and I filled both of my off weeks with overtime, so...
yeah. Fun.
I only had 79 hours last week.
Oh, I don't miss that kind of scheduling at all. This is why I'm now in IT and not running ambulances.
That sounds miserable.
9 to 5.
I just sat in my computer desk waiting for you guys to return.
Before I retired, I probably went. Before I retired, I probably went 4 months with only having about 3 days off.
Ugh.
Oh God!
Nearly killed me mentally. Ugh.
I remember when I was
but
on
it was
call
good for the paycheck.
Yeah. I remember being on call for like 8 months straight, and I was about to murder somebody every time my phone rang.
That's why anytime I was on call at Internet Colorado, my phone played, what is that, Dueling Fates from Star Wars Episode
nice.
1? Oh, by the way, no more cast for me. I am healed enough. I was told if I am doing anything crazy, I have to put the cast back on. When I told the doctor... Because he said, what haven't you been doing that you want to be doing? And I said, Wrong hand, Colton. Thanks for that,
Called
though.
the stranger.
Jesus. Oh, let's hope I don't have to explain that one to my 12-year-old.
I swear, doctor, I just want the friend.
No, I said riding my motorcycle, and the doctor looks at me and he's like, well, I don't know that I can clear you for that, but I guess maybe if you can still operate the clutch with your splint on, but even that's a lot of vibration and hard, and it's like, doctor, I ride a Goldwing. I don't go off-road. And he gives me the strangest look, and he's like,
"That's an old person bike.
Aren't you too young for one of those?"
Now just look for the gray in your beard. You're plenty old.
See, then you gotta say, well, I was driving an electric skateboard when I broke my arm, so that kind of evens everything out a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was doing something a 7-year-old should be doing.
There you go. So.
Hey, and guess what? I rode my skateboard for the first time this last Sunday, so yesterday.
Back into the fire.
Back into the fire. I was wearing my gear this time. I pants, of course, always a helmet, but pants rather than shorts. And
that'll protect.
I had on my wrist protectors.
40 degrees in Gunnison right now.
Is it that cold?
I mean, yeah.
Fuck
yeah.
That.
That's the point.
It feels like 40 degrees
I wouldn't
here.
want to wear shorts outside right now.
That's because of the air conditioning, Cody.
No. I mean, outside it feels like 40 degrees. Just different 40,
Celsius.
Yeah, different 40 degrees.
You smarmy bastard.
My mom and I were joking about that it's the same temperature here and in Alaska as like, at night. It's like 28 degrees.
just different units of measurement. Not that matters much at all. I mean,
yeah.
What's 1.7 something conversion? I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever.
it's a difficult conversion for
9/7.
Yeah.
Plus
it's
32
it's
or
fine.
something like that.
Yeah.
9/5. Or, I don't
Then
know.
every once in a while, there's somebody on, Twitter or whatever that's like, I could do that in my head. What's wrong with all of you? And then it's
That's
like,
when you
okay,
just go, that's
fine.
fantastic for you.
Good for you.
Yeah.
You win. You win one internet.
I know that -40 is where it lines up perfectly.
yep.
-40 and -40.
So in Fairbanks, Alaska, you can say, oh, it's the same temperature.
Or in Gunnison, those, 3 mornings of the year.
Yeah.
My freshman year of college, it was -54 for almost a week.
Hmm.
It was.
I remember that week.
I remember that week.
Still had to walk to school.
I remember not being able to start any of my vehicles that morning.
Oh, yeah.
I remember walking out of my house and breathing through my nose and saying, "Ow, that hurts," as my nose hairs straightened and then started stabbing my nose.
Don't you
Why do
love
people
when
choose to live in Gunnison?
Don't you love when the
Never
first few blocks, of driving your car, it feels
We
like
need to
you're
ask your
driving a
parents.
Flintstones vehicle?
Yeah.
The wheels aren't round.
I think during that, it's interesting how we all know what week we're all talking about. I think during that week, no, actually, I guess it would have been. There was probably another week after, because if you were talking, you were in high school, Brandon, at the time. No.
Yeah, because I was a freshman in college.
Oh,
No, I
actually,
would've-
it
Had
might
to be in
have.
high school.
It would
might
have
have
been
been-
after.
Okay, so
I would have been out of high school.
Well, I remember there was one
Oh, that's right. You
year.
graduated early, didn't you?
Yeah,
I mean, compared to you, yes, maybe.
there you go.
You're younger than me.
Let's actually
Rubber
introduce some
banding.
topics. Cody is going to talk about charging with less weight and the worst importer. I know who the worst importer is. It's fucking FedEx.
All right. And Colton is going to say that paints are actually more interesting than we thought. Are we going to watch
Fucking-
paint dry? Are we going to
It's
watch
fucking
it?
radical. It's goddamn radical, boys. Prepare to have your minds blown. Not really. It's just
Okay.
paint. But Charlie's going to tell us about how it's considered an offense to push a live moose out of a moving airplane. I think
Wait,
actually
haven't we done this? We did this.
no,
Yes.
unless
Yes.
it's not related. You know, it's Charlie's topic. It could be completely like
We-
some little tiny thing that goes off on
Oh.
a tangent. We don't know yet.
Yeah, but we have done this before on the podcast, at least that snippet of the story. Anyway,
We'll find
I'll
out.
leave it be for now.
We'll see.
Actually, technically, the previous time I said it was illegal to photograph a moose from a plane.
See, told you it was a different.
No.
tangent.
The iteration that I was speaking of today is it's illegal to push a live moose out of a
Yeah,
plane.
yeah, we
You gotta analyze
We-
the whole
we
thing
know
with
about
Charlie.
Yeah.
okay.
We'll find out. We'll find
Okay.
out. We don't know yet.
Okay. Sure, whatever.
Just patience.
I have none. Amazon has robbed me of my patience.
Okay. Well,
Oh, geez.
And Netflix.
Tim's going to tell us about Waterworks problems and not his.
Yeah.
Ironically.
It's not too personal.
And I don't know if Tim can actually read the OneNote, so I might do Brandon's.
No, I can't.
correct?
No. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't
Okay.
read anything.
But Brandon's going to tell us about begun the Clone Wars has. That's a fucking awful
No, you
Yoda.
said it wrong.
I know. I
I
didn't-
Begun the Clone Wars.
I didn't
has.
realize until halfway through the thing that it was a goddamn Yoda. And I'm like,
Oh.
You proofread. Proofread before you read anything Brandon wrote.
I should have known. Well, but it's Star Wars. Brendan doesn't like Star Wars. He hates sci-fi. He's notorious for hating sci-fi. His worst show is Star Trek. I've heard him say it. Maybe I wasn't listening. I know Star Trek involved though.
All right, before Brandon have a coronary, let's go ahead and just start off with Cody.
So I'm going to start actually in reverse order. So I recently ordered a phone, and that has been part of the things of what have I been doing over the last 2 weeks besides moving into a new condo and a new city is getting a new phone. which has taken an interesting amount of time and effort and money in order to get here, by attempting to save money but also get the phone with the 512 gig version rather than 256 gig version. Well, it turns out, after spending time to import this phone and go through the paperwork to, I think, become an importer, it's difficult to note because I went to the place, there was a lot of Thai involved, and I just signed my name on a form, and then other people spoke into Thai to each other, and then a few weeks later I have my phone. Well, probably the most interesting thing about this is the phone, and I just realized, is if you look where it's made,
Nope,
it's
It's
made. It's
Put it in front of your body. In front of your body.
I'm.
Oh, now see.
It
Oh,
just
well, we
doesn't
tried.
like me. Okay.
Anyway.
Is it made?
It's made in Thailand. The phone is made in Thailand. So I ordered a phone from Hong Kong, shipped from Hong Kong, went through immigration, paid 5,000 baht more for, that was made in this country. To make things worse, I recently went to the mall to get a new towel for my place, and the malls here, they have like different floors that are dedicated to different things. So one of the floors was dedicated to electronics, so naturally I spent 3 hours on that floor looking at things, because like they've got like electric go-karts here now too. It's like, those look awesome. But there's a Sony store. And guess what's in the Sony store?
The phone you wanted with the capacity you wanted.
Yep.
And let me guess.
Cheaper.
You can't return that phone and get your money back.
It's fine. I'm over it. I have the phone. I'm not going through it anymore. But the phone is amazing. The fingerprint sensor is where I want it. The actual like SIM card expunger you can use with your fingernail to get out.
Oh no, we lost Tim.
We lost Tim.
Tim will be back.
He'll come back.
Tim will be back.
Yeah. So the fingerprint, like the SIM card thing, you can even get out with your fingerprint. It's got the notification dot, so I can see, and it will automatically change colors depending on what the predominant color of the app is that I'm getting a notification for. I love this phone. This is the exact opposite of the experience of this phone. The Vivo V21 5G. Yeah. So I'm turning into Brandon because I now have 3 phones here. Hi, Brandon. I'm you now.
Rookie.
I got rid of in the last 2 weeks 1 phone and 1 tablet.
I'm proud of you. Actually,
You should be.
It's hard.
Yeah. He's getting rid of a lot of stuff. Yeah, wow. I am impressed.
That's the key. He just has to live in a smaller place.
Well,
Apparently.
yeah.
And have things that are still worth some levels of money.
Yeah.
That helps too.
But, so, my experience having these phones has made me wonder about another topic, which is fast charging, or flash charging, or quick charging, or power delivery, depending on the different phone. So, for instance, this phone, which is the Razer Phone 2, uses Qualcomm Quick Charge, where this... Oh, I picked up the wrong phone. That's how many phones I have. Where this phone...
Oh, God.
The Vivo uses Flash Charge, which is something completely different. And then finally, this uses the Quick Charge or Power Delivery. So it can use both of them. And honestly, right now, a lot of different phones are using Power Delivery specification. Each of these specifications is a little bit different, whether you have a One Plus, whether you have the Vivo, which uses flash charge. And I gotta say that the flash charge actually has been the fastest charging that I've used. I use this program called
Do you
Ampere.
know the wattage rates of each of those?
So the flash charge, let me see if I can pull it up.
You'll have to cut it in.
The reason I asked is my Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3 uses Samsung's fast charge, and its fast charge is only 25 watts. So
per minute?
Oh,
well, no. So 25
that doesn't
watts.
Tell you
that's
the full story, though.
5 volts at 5 amps.
Okay.
It's actually 5.1 at 4 point something.
Yeah,
amps.
so they're going the higher amperage, which is technically, from what I've read, going higher amperage is actually safer than going higher voltage. Where the quick charge uses a higher voltage to do it, which heats things up more. However, apparently with the Quick Charge 4 and Quick Charge 4 Plus, they've been able to keep the heat down while charging, versus some of the other ones. But
see, and that's funny because in car battery packs, it's actually the opposite. You want a higher voltage and a lower amperage.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm still not finding the... Oh, 33 watt for the fast charging. For the...
Okay.
So the...
It's a little faster.
What my phone uses.
Yeah. Now, power delivery can do anything up to 100 watts, depending on the specification, the cable, like a bunch of other stuff. When I got this phone, I got a special charger for it too from Sony, but it's still not as fast as that flash charge. So the flash charge, I was clocking at like 5,000 milliamp, where 5,000 milliamp per hour at the fastest rate. So when the phone was low battery, on my new phone, it topped out at just above 4,000 milliamp per hour. So still a little bit slower, but not that bad. What I will say is that the problem with the Vivo is that it was not also backwards compatible with USB-C, like power delivery. So whereas the new phone, I can use power delivery, I can use quick charge, which is nice.
Have wireless charging?
Got more yeah, it's got wireless charging and reverse wireless charging too.
Nice.
So technically, I could charge my earbuds with it as well. Yeah, it's pretty much any feature that you want, this phone has. And the camera on it is amazing. Okay, what, Brandon?
Folding.
It does not have folding. I do not need folding. I do not want folding. You are welcome to... I did pick up one of those Sony phone, or not Sony, the Samsung folds, and they do look cool, but they're... You're the person that likes that type of like new thing, where I'm the person that wants all of the features, but I want it in maybe a last generation, not speed, but last generation form factor.
Fair enough.
Anyway, sorry.
Also, it just needs to work.
Yeah, this topic, I didn't... It's actually a little bit difficult to find the specifications for each type of charging, so I wasn't able to do that. But it's just been interesting finding that each brand is now coming up with their own, whether it's Samsung and their fast charge. Yeah.
Actually, the fastest one right now, I believe, is the Xiaomi 12 Pro. It's faster than the Samsung flagship in charging.
Yeah, The Chinese phones
the Xiaomi,
the features are really impressive, honestly.
Specifically Xiaomi. I would not say the same for like Vivo and some of the other brands. They're definitely behind Xiaomi. Xiaomi has taken the market from Samsung recently.
I think it's Xiaomi, isn't it?
Yeah, you are
or
saying
Xiaomi?
it all
Xiaomi?
Xiaomi.
Xiaomi?
All right.
I think
I'm
we
probably
can all
doing it
agree
You're
it's
saying
not.
ShamWow right now.
Yeah, it's not
Wow.
X Xiaomi. We can all
Xiaomi.
agree it's not that.
They're not really in the U.S. market at all, are they?
No,
No,
they're
I've never seen them.
They have
No, no.
Huawei components.
Yeah.
They do?
Yeah,
Oh.
they have Huawei
And
components.
they're probably gonna get banned from the United States for that reason.
Wow.
They're actually more from what they've. I think it's one of the big ones. It might be Xiaomi. They're saying that they think that they're even more in bed with the government than Huawei. So
Wow.
we'll see what happens. Sure, it's silly.
Yeah.
Oh.
At least that's my opinion. My limited.
So just to clarify, Cody, you're the worst importer?
Yeah, I would say at this
Yes.
point I am the worst importer. I imported a
Imported-
phone to a country where it was already manufactured and I paid more for it.
Hey, that's called job
Okay.
security
So
for everyone
5,000
else.
baht, that's like $1,800, $1,500? What is that?
So did you find?
1450?
So I
How much is that in
paid
freedom
5,000
units?
baht.
4,000 or 42,000 baht, which is roughly $1,200. The exchange rate has gotten pretty good.
Including
How
the
much,
import
did you,
fees?
how much did you spend driving to getting your ride to Bangkok?
Oh
and all
yeah,
that?
yeah.
think about that.
So if we add everything up, it's really about $1,500 that I spent on this phone. Yeah.
Did you find
I
the
mean-
store? Did you find the store in Bangkok that actually sells them?
Yeah, I found that.
Yeah, it's-
This is the part that you missed. I
The one
found
that the one that was on Lazada.
Yeah, well, no, not that one. I went to Central World, and they had the phone at the Sony store in Central World.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so
Yep.
Okay.
brilliant.
Enough said. Enough said. I won't
so
say
lesson
anymore.
learned: let the big companies be the importers.
Right.
Yes.
How about
Let-
oogle Google search something?
Let the
Oh, no,
distribution
no,
channel
Buy
let
this
them
phone
happen.
near me.
Charlie, you have Google search something,
No,
and then when the
I
results
do. I know exactly what I'm saying.
when the
and I'm just
results are
fucking
at
with you so
90%
bad.
in Thai, I want you to use Google Translate to translate that to English, please, because
No.
Just even freaking media posts. Like,
oh
100
yeah,
char-
because
you know,
Facebook
100
won't do it
word,
anymore.
it's just
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
I don't
Google
know what the
Translate
hell's
sucks at
going
it.
on.
yeah. Google
yeah.
Translate, it's like a 20%
I didn't pick to live
success
there,
rate.
Cody.
Just saying. In 1 year, I'll be able to. Anyway, it is.
Wow, he's saying he's going to master a language in 1 year.
I'm not saying that I'm going to
That's
master.
pretty
I'm
impressive.
saying that I'll be able to be functional at it in 1 year. So anyway,
I would
Colton.
say importing is pretty technical, so you'll pretty much have to master it. I'm interested.
we'll see,
It's
we'll
in the
see.
internet.
If you
now
want
forever.
to improve from the worst importer ever,
Yeah.
let's learn.
I have nowhere to go but up. So
That's true.
I'm okay with that. There's always somebody better than you. Remember that.
Yeah.
But it's
No.
possible to be the worst. Colton, I'm eager
turn?
to see paint dry.
Good golly gosh. Man, I am popular all of a sudden, and I don't know why. Anyways,
Oh, we
So-
certainly don't know why. Everyone
Right?
that
Fucking
calls
Christ.
you is on this podcast. So.
I know. Jesus. But, so, this is going to be interesting to try to sell. So, my topic is about paint, pretty obviously. And actually, paint technology is actually weirdly kind of interesting. Car companies will fight over certain colors. Certain colors are considered more powerful than others. some paints are made with crushed bugs and incredibly rare substances, meaning that some colors are more rare than others. It's like it was a weird rabbit hole to go down to when I first started researching this particular topic. But I want to talk to you guys about two specific types of paints: the blackest black and the whitest white.
Knew it.
Hell yeah.
I was wondering.
Yeah. So
Vanta Black.
There you go. You answered my first question. So you have heard of Vanta Black.
Yes,
what do you know about Vanta Black?
It is actually, and I'm probably stealing part of your thunder here, it's actually partially based off of the scale of a pit, what is it, a pit viper? Something like that. It has this incredibly black scale, and it's actually because of nanostructures that basically the light like goes down and it just has nowhere to go, and it just is absorbed.
It's not really a paint. It's more of a coating, but it's basically a paint. It is known as the darkest substance on Earth, and looking at photos of it, you can. It's pretty easy to agree because this is an art project here behind me. These two molds of this face are exactly the same contours, same bumps. But if you were to shine a bright light onto the one with the Vanta Black on it, you would not see it. It's like the way I kind of explain it. It's like a wormhole in space, because I saw a picture of a guy who had a sphere that was painted in it and put it right in his on his body, and it looked like he had a wormhole in his body. Weird as shit. Like you can shine a laser on it, it won't reflect it. It's pretty freaking cool.
Kyle Hill has an amazing video on it.
Mm-hmm. Actually,
I would highly recommend it.
Oh yeah. So it was developed in 2014 and is made of, as Brandon said, carbon nanotubes. Studies have shown that Vanta Black absorbs 99.965% of visible light. So pretty much everything we see, it's completely gone. Just nothing will reflect. This means that Vanta Black has some interesting properties and uses. Pans of water that were painted in Vanta Black and left in the sun boiled water within a couple of minutes. So it's excellent at heat absorption as well as heat retention. I think I read somewhere that I can't remember if they made it cold or they made it hot, but I think they made it super hot, covered it, and put it into what's it called? Liquid nitrogen, and it retained most of its heat even after a few minutes in the liquid nitrogen. So it's very good at holding heat. It's used in wiring and microchips, telescopes. Since it absorbs light, it's very good on the internal parts of telescopes, so light doesn't reflect around and bounce for a clearer picture. Satellites as well use it to. If you paint a satellite with certain components with Vanta Black, it will absorb whatever limited sunlight it can get and keep its parts warm. So, pretty cool, honestly. It is, however, incredibly expensive. Since ounce per ounce, it is actually more expensive than gold. So, real expensive paint, but still interesting. There's kind of on the art side of this particular color, it's kind of funny because apparently there's a story out there. Only one artist in the world is actually legally allowed to use Vanta Black in any art project. Only one. And it kind of pissed off the art community. So there was another artist, I think an English artist or something, was so bad about it that he actually started a quest to make a blacker black than Vanta Black. He started a Kickstarter, and I think he's made 3 versions of it. It's called Black 3.0. It's not as good as Vanta Black, but it's actually true acrylic paint, and he's trying to make it so everyone can use it. It's a real cutthroat business, this paint business. One other thing, it's kind of funny that the guy who made the Black 3.0 is what it's called, the current iteration. He actually made he's calling the pinkest pink, and he made it legally so everyone can use it except for the guy who could only use Vanta Black. Turns out they're all petty bitches over there in the artist world. It's pretty fucking funny, honestly.
So, interesting side note. Do you know that there has only been one car that was painted in Vanta Black?
Was it a BMW or Mercedes? I can't remember.
BMW X6.
There's actually, I think, a really rich guy painted his Lamborghini with it as well.
What?
Yeah, just it wasn't an official, version of it. But yeah, like pictures of it, it's like someone cut out the damn vehicle, and all you could see are the headlights, the windows, the wheels, and it's just completely black. It's super cool.
That must be.
Hey,
safe
look
to
at my
drive.
Lamborghini.
It's true, yeah.
Oh wait, never mind. Don't.
Yeah, I mean they've painted rooms in this stuff, and because of its obviously light absorption properties, like you go into this room, and you get lost because you can't see corners. It messes with your spatial awareness for obvious reasons. So still cool shit though, and yeah, super expensive.
A new form of torture.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Combine that with the
Complete
quietest
isolation.
room.
Yeah.
Can we all agree that this is the ugliest Lamborghini possible?
That's
Yes,
a Lamborghini.
it's an ugly
Yeah.
Lamborghini.
Yeah.
It's what you get for trying to make an SUV in a supercar.
Yeah.
brand.
Yeah,
pretty
I
dumb.
saw a Ferrari version that looks like that the other like 2 days ago.
I don't like the
Yeah.
Porsche either.
Yeah.
The Audi is pretty black.
Nah. But
Yep.
let's switch from the darkest dark and move on to the whitest white, because this is actually very recent news within the last year or so. Researchers at Purdue University recently announced a paint that reflects 95 to 98% of sunlight. Typical white paints will reflect only around 80% of sunlight or so. So it's quite an interesting development in the world of paint, because again, paint's interesting. Kind of can see here, this is a thermal image of the white paint in that square. You can see it is significantly cooler than everything around it, and it's passively doing this. There's no active heat removal in any of this. It just does it. So again, it's only brand new. It's not really commercially available, but scientists are saying if you were to paint a roof that's around 1,000 square feet, which is relatively typical for a normal house, that translates to around 10 kilowatts of cooling power, which is actually more than a standard AC unit than what they can actually do in terms of pulling heat out of the air. So basically, it kind of means you could theoretically have a house without an AC unit that can be cooled like an AC unit passively with no energy output. Kind of an interesting concept.
They should
to
paint
me,
every
If
building
they could combine the
here with
two
that.
somehow.
right?
If they could combine the two somehow,
It's
so
all
when you
well
get
and
solar
good until
energy
you
and
light something on fire by the reflection of the sun.
It's not a mirror, technically. It's not a mirror. It doesn't reflect in that way.
Okay, but if you had a combustible item in the room, it's getting hit with the reflected light on all sides.
You would have to
Focus.
Well, that's why
Direct
it's why the
focus
idea
it.
is to put it on roofs and not like everything, but it's not. It doesn't work like a mirror.
I wonder if there would be a point if you
Plus
had
it's cooler.
two close neighbors with your standard
It's not a mirror.
arched roofs at which you could float a balloon and it would eventually just like a black balloon. Let's make it easy.
Make it Vanta black.
Yeah, Vanta
Again,
black balloon.
so
That's
if it
not
doesn't
how
absorb
white
the
paint
energy,
works. That's not how the color
it
white.
doesn't-
It's not a mirror.
if it doesn't absorb the energy, does it?
It scatters the
Not-
energy. It doesn't
scatters
focus it like a mirror does. It scatters it around. That's how the color white works. It scatter. It's not absorbing any light. It's scattering it all back out. It's a color thing, not a energy thing. It's weird.
There's some interesting green
no.
technologies. This could be
You
definitely
can't
a couple of them.
like focus. It doesn't work that way. I'm just saying.
No, you're wrong. I'm going to do my own research.
Do your own research. Find a YouTube video, because we know YouTube is super useful on that.
How many times have you heard that line in the last year,
Oh,
Charlie? I'm
yeah.
going to do my
Yeah.
own research.
Yeah,
I did my
yeah.
own research, and this Facebook group said that there's 5G and microchips in the no, whatever.
And I'm all magnetic.
You know, I will admit, after I got the vaccine, my phone started showing up as 5G. So
Boom, confirmed.
Yeah.
Illuminati confirmed.
yeah,
But to me,
I
a more
fucking wish.
yeah, right. But to me, a more interesting use would actually be in electric cars. One study showed that an HVAC system in an electric car can take off around 60 miles of range per charge using charging your AC. Paint an electric car in the special white paint, you can get more range passively. Thinking like that is kind of what is needed to combat it. And I thought the same thing. It's kind of bullshit, but it's so much more effective than regular white paint. Like, it's 20% more effective. If it cools it down 7-8 degrees, humans are super susceptible to those type of changes.
If only they could figure out a way to do, say, some sort of lensing so it'd be black, that black you're talking about one time.
See, I was thinking that'd be kind of interesting.
Charging your battery for like cold climates. When you have cold climates, right? So you need to charge more battery.
What's cool
is...
And then in the summertime, it flips to white.
Viper. Which one's that?
It was the one where the guy was driving. It was a criminal car thief guy, and he was driving around like it looked like a red Viper, and he'd hit a switch on the dash, and it would turn into this cop car gray Viper that had guns and shit.
What's kind of interesting, and again, this is purely speculation, but because Vanta Black is not really a paint, but more kind of a coating with tubes, with nanotubes and stuff like that, super strong. Theoretically, you could maybe change the angle of the tubes to maybe get a different color. Kind of like one of those old style holographic things where if you move it across, it changes the way the light's reflecting. Oh, God, what an ugly car. Is that the car from the show?
That was the actual prototype Dodge Viper, too.
It's the Viper Defender, yeah.
I'm glad they made the current Viper.
Yeah.
But and again, with the reflected, it could be bullshit too. But scientists are they're already doing studies of painting, like in New York and in California. They're already painting the roofs. They're calling them cool roofs in colors that reflect more light than they absorb.
In California, they're painting the asphalt white.
I mean, if it's passively done, it's cheap, it's easy.
Yeah.
It might be slightly ugly, but we might have no choice. But again, it's thinking like that, because especially if it's cheap, why wouldn't you at least try it? So we'll see. But so in the end, paint technology is pretty cool, but I guess it's kind of hot at the same time. So there's mine.
Oh God!
Fuck all of you. But anyways, Charlie.
Colton, do you want to know the easy way to fall downstairs?
How?
Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 7, step 13, step 17. Floor.
See, that's funny. That's terrible.
Hey, Charlie, what is it called when you kill a friend?
What?
It's homicide.
All right. So
ruined.
Yes, Brandon, this is a revisit from a previous episode. I am doing more stupid laws from the United States. And the new twist on it is I'm going to share some stupid laws from Thailand.
Ooh.
Yeah, the beer from...
Oh, wait. No.
Okay. I'm excited. I'm excited for this.
Washington State. When two trains come to a crossing, neither can go until the other has passed.
So they can't go.
It's a paradox. A paradox. Oregon. A door on a car may not be left open longer than necessary.
Who defines what is necessary?
California. Animals are banned from mating publicly within 1,500 feet of a tavern, school, or place of worship.
Wow.
Get right on that.
Shit, I've ever heard
Nevada. It is illegal to drive a camel on the highway.
Well, obviously. Yeah, that makes sense.
How about riding it?
The
second one makes sense to me.
Those, yeah.
Wyoming.
What's the second one? What?
The leaving the door open. That probably pertains to on a highway.
Yeah.
Or like in the middle of a city.
You know, I mean, that's a hazard to cyclists
but
and so on.
I just think about all the times.
It is illegal to leave it open longer than necessary. Why would the door be open if it's not necessary?
Well, some people will leave the door open and they'll walk away and they'll do some stuff where they could have closed the door while they did that.
Wyoming. It is illegal to wear a hat that obstructs people's view in a public theater or place of amusement.
Wyoming would have to pass something like that.
That's actually good.
Hopefully they would have something like where you could shoot them if they don't.
How about no tall hair allowed?
Idaho, it is illegal for a man to give his sweetheart a box of candy weighing less than 50 pounds.
What?
Less?
I was waiting less than 50 pounds. I was expecting something from my sweetheart back there, but nothing.
Wow.
See, like, it's like the law is interesting, but it's like in that case, what story made that happen?
And where did you get that?
That's the key with all of these. Every rule, law, policy, and procedure has someone's name next to it.
Like someone decided this is what
this is now necessary.
Sounds like big
chocolate. It is illegal.
To me.
Some mayor or husband didn't want to give his wife any candy or chocolates anymore, so he made that law. So it was impossible. And then he told it, "Sorry, dear, it's against the law."
It's against the law.
It is illegal to have a sheep in the cab of a truck without a chaperone in Montana.
Oh God, that is so bad. You know why? Right?
Oh.
You know why that law exists. Come on, we all know.
Where the men are men and the sheep run scared.
It's Montana. Come on now.
And all the sheep say, "Dad, Dad."
Protect
the state gaming board prohibits the use of mules to hunt ducks.
Like riding a mule? Well, what a weird rule.
It is illegal to wear a fake mustache that causes laughter in a church in Alabama.
Yeah, that sounds about
right.
They
would. Yeah, that sounds right for there. Yeah.
West Virginia, whistling underwater is prohibited.
Who's gonna fucking know?
Maine, after January 14th, you will be charged a fine for having Christmas decorations up. Now, what's funny about this
after when?
After January 14th.
It's pretty
now,
early.
what's interesting about that is I got a certified letter from my HOA like 3 weeks ago because mine were still up.
Wait. Wait, it says, after January 14th. So when can you put the lights up again? Technically, after that law is enacted, you can never put the lights up. Yeah. It's against the law to have them up, even like
Cody
in December.
Stratman,
because
lawyer.
that's after January 14th.
In South Carolina, a person must be 18 years old to play pinball.
I mean, that is a dangerous
it's the
sport.
devil's. That's the devil's balls right there, I swear.
Someone's not a Who's Tommy fan, that's all. New Mexico, idiots may not vote. Minnesota, it is illegal to sleep naked. I would be in jail.
That's all.
Wait, it is illegal to sleep naked?
It is illegal to sleep naked.
That's some Puritan bullshit if I ever heard it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd be in jail.
Almost halfway. Michigan, it is illegal to use a dog. It is illegal to kill a dog using a decompression chamber.
Oh.
That's fine. I'm okay with that law. That law makes sense.
Yeah, I'm okay. What the fuck?
Why?
Why did that have to be in place?
But actually,
testing something.
But actually, I had to take a high altitude course where they put us in a decompression chamber in order to learn for an ejection seat because I had to fly in a fighter as a passenger.
It could be a military thing. That makes sense.
And it wasn't painful. It's not. They simulate it so you get was it hypoxia?
Mm-hmm.
And so you're writing and you think you're feeling fine, and that's so you can recognize the signs so you know what to do, check your oxygen or whatever.
Right.
Not painful at all. You know what I'm saying?
That's good.
So I don't understand why, because that's not a painful way of euthanizing.
Vermont, women must obtain written permission from their husbands to wear false teeth.
Yep, that sounds like a Eastern law.
Massachusetts, at a wake, mourners may eat no more than 3 sandwiches.
Well, yeah, 4 means you're being
I saw that meme earlier today.
Connecticut, it's actually that meme's the reason why I'm doing this topic. Connecticut, it is illegal to dispose of used razor blades. So what the fuck are you supposed to do with them? Yeah.
Sounds like they weren't specific enough on that law. I understand what the logic is, but they didn't go far enough.
Hawaii, coins are not allowed to be placed in one's ears. I want to meet the guy with the ears big enough for that.
No. That's a thing here. That's a thing in Thailand, actually. I only heard about it. I haven't seen it, but I heard about it on the Bangkok podcast. That apparently, like, there are some Thai people that actually like store a 5 or 10 baht coin in their ear.
I
So
can see
so
for
that
like the
I've never seen it.
Their equivalent
but,
of the penny. That's a tiny thing, but the baht
Yeah.
it's too big for that. Interesting.
yeah, I mean
Huh.
that's like
Okay.
You know.
All right, so
Oh,
Arkansas.
yeah.
The Arkansas River can rise no higher than the Main Street Bridge in Little Rock.
Are they gonna find the river?
Fucking Arkansas River, always rising. Dick.
Rizzer? Did you say Rizzer?
No, go move on to the next one.
Yep.
Ignore it.
You did not hear
Tennessee. Tennessee, it is a crime. It is a crime to share your Netflix password.
I mean, technically you're stealing, but
Yeah, fuck them.
I know.
Utah, it is illegal to not drink milk. So fuck your lactose intolerance. You gotta drink it.
They just want people to have strong bones.
I mean, I don't mind. It's
No,
just the
Brandon
people in
cannot
the
drink.
same room
No. Brandon cannot.
that would mind.
not-
Maryland,
Not allowed in Utah.
thistles may not grow in one's yard.
Okay,
Maryland.
noxious weed
That's-
control. Okay.
That's that's just a bad wording.
I would like to point out that the symbolic image of the American West is the Russian thistle.
Oh yeah,
The tumbling tumbleweed is an invasive species.
Oh yeah. Yep.
everything.
South
So is
Dakota.
So
No horses are allowed into Fountain Inn unless they are wearing pants.
Can't let that big old horse thing just swacking around.
Is that referring to a
North
very large
Dakota.
woman?
It is illegal to lie down
Can't hear
and
you,
fall
Tim.
asleep.
I said, is
Very
that
quiet.
sorry? Is that referring to a very large woman?
Apparently,
Now we lost
Okay.
another
apparently
half of
Brandon,
our
You lost the other.
apparently Vader's related to that because he just woed Wilbur. North Dakota, it is illegal to lie down and fall asleep with your shoes on. And here I just thought it was a party foul. Virginia, children are to not go trick or treating on Halloween. I would not live in Virginia again, but
Yeah, that sounds like a
but
the
I
Del-
would-
well,
yeah.
that's again that sounds religious.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds puritanical. Arizona, hunting camels is prohibited.
Yeah, we have a huge camel problem here, so we're fighting it in the state senate.
Texas, it is illegal to have more than 3 sips of a beer at a time while standing. I know for a fact
I
they
think that's a
break
safe.
that one.
That's a safety issue.
All the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Colorado, it is illegal to ride a horse while under the influence.
That's funny.
HUI.
That's
That's
probably
funny. That's funny as
broken
shit,
quite a
actually.
bit in Gunnison.
Nebraska, if a child burps during church, his parent must be arrested.
Yeah, that
It's-
sounds like
well,
Midwest.
Switched.
Go ahead, Mom. Fuck with me. I'll go ahead and I'll just put you in jail. It's fine. Oklahoma. It is
Lord.
illegal to have hind legs of farm animals in your boots.
So does that mean that it's illegal to put the boots on the animal, or
No,
have
you can
the-
put them on the front legs.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. See, that's fine. That's a fine law. Makes perfect sense.
It's that paradox of does when a horse wears pants, does it go up over their torso, or do they have 2 pairs that only go up to like their withers?
Good point.
Yeah.
No,
This is the thing that our philosophers are talking about because we've already discovered everything else.
Here's a really weird one. Like, I want to know, is Rapunzel from Wisconsin? It is illegal to cut a woman's hair. Period. And
Wow.
end of law.
Jesus.
weird.
Apparently,
Old
Great
religious
Clips
stuff,
is
I
not
guess.
very successful up there. Kentucky, one may not dye a duckling blue and offer it for sale unless it is there are more than 6 at sale at once.
Is there a blue duck that's really expensive in Kentucky we don't know about?
No, I'm pretty sure it's the Blue Devils, but I don't know. Louisiana, it is illegal to rob a bank and then shoot the bank teller with a water pistol.
Okay, I can see that. Actually,
I understand
that's
that.
I mean,
It's weird they had to make a law
robbing the
about it,
frickin'
but
bank is already illegal. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
that
who
is
cares
life
about a water
You
pistol?
cannot-
that is
Yeah, you
life
cannot
without
live on a-
parole.
You cannot live on a boat for more than 30 days during the calendar year, even if you're just passing through the state of Georgia.
Okay.
Mississippi, it is illegal to teach others what polygamy is.
Yeah, that's
Apparently, if you teach them what it is, they'll all want it. Florida, doors of all public buildings must open outward. That's just fire code.
Yeah.
North Carolina, it is against the law to sing off key. You're screwed, Brandon. New Jersey, it is against the law to wear a
There's a
bulletproof
screenshot.
vest while committing a murder. That'll
That's
deter
good.
them. Pennsylvania, it is illegal to sleep on top of a refrigerator outdoors.
Weird. law.
Ohio, it is illegal for more than 5 women to live in a house. I am fucked.
Obviously.
New
Their
New
secret
York,
powers will.
the
Wait.
penalty
More
for
than 5
jumping
women?
off the building is death.
Wait, say that again?
The penalty for jumping off a building in New York is death.
How high is the
Okay.
building? Technically, jumping
That's-
off the steps is jumping off the building.
Yeah, true.
Rhode Island, riding a horse over any public highway for the purpose of racing or testing the speed of the horse is illegal. Breaking the
Oh.
law.
No fun.
No
I just-
horse drag
Just
races.
wanted to open her up, you know?
Horse drag. Can't horse drag with their pants.
Hey, I've got 1 horsepower. New Hampshire, you may not tap your feet, nod your head, or in any way keep time to the music in a tavern, restaurant, or cafe. Apparently, that legislature had a lot of dysnomnia. The people that hate the sounds.
Just weird.
Indiana, 1 armed piano players must perform for free.
Wow.
I just think it would be half off, but whatever. Missouri,
Oh.
that was off the cuff. I didn't write that one. Missouri, single men between the ages
I'm
of
going
21 and 50 may pay an annual tax of $1. Illinois, you may be arrested for vagrancy if you do not have at least $1 on your person. Iowa, mustaches are illegal if the bearer has a tendency to habitually kiss other humans. Sorry, honey. Sorry.
Nope.
Uh,
Can't do it.
But
and
cheaper,
finally,
okay.
Delaware, it is illegal to fly over any body of water unless one is carrying sufficient supplies of food and drink.
Okay.
Okay.
I could actually understand the logic in that one.
kind of makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So, you ready for Thailand? I've got 6 for Thailand.
Okay.
No one is permitted to swim across a river unless they have a coin in their pocket.
Okay, that
Huh.
At the age of 30, unmarried women become the property of the state.
Oh shit. That's old. That's an old law.
whoa.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is illegal to step on any piece of the nation's currency because they all
Yeah.
have the king
No,
on them.
Yeah, that would
there's
make
a
sense.
reason for that. There's a big reason for that.
Yeah,
They've
And-
already-
and
yeah.
it-
Thailand takes their king pretty seriously. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Disposing of
Makes sense.
chewed bubble gum in public is a $600 fine.
Interesting. So it's a
$600
fine there, too.
or bought.
$600 fine. And this says the exchange rate at that point would be 2,000 baht, but I don't think that's
Yeah.
right.
No, that's not right.
No. It is illegal to drive a car or motorcycle without a shirt on.
You ever? I feel like you would. Maybe you wouldn't see that.
I-
I don't think I ever saw that when I went. Everyone
Usually
wore
foreigners.
the A wife beater style shirt.
Yeah, maybe in the
Might
middle
be
of
a-
like up country.
And
somewhere.
now the one that's going to screw Cody. It is illegal to not wear underwear in public.
Fuck! I broke the law. Never mind.
That's too much
Dude.
information.
TMI.
What's the statute of limitations in Thailand? Do you just have to be
I'm
actively
always,
committing
I'm always
the law?
looking for the
break?
Thai agents that are going to come and get me
Right.
for that.
Well,
Well, as
All
long
right.
as they're not hunting camels in Arizona.
Their problem, dude. Constant
Okay.
camel problems.
and that's what I've got for you guys. So
Yeah.
so Tim,
People are dumb.
tell us about your waterworks problems, and hopefully you've got pictures.
Yeah, I do. First of all, most places in Thailand, the water's not too bad. Bangkok, even in Hua Hin.
Yeah, there's a
But
cool map.
In in Cha-Am here, for some reason, we have a great huge reservoir. Sometimes during the rainy season, the water pipes come very muddy looking. I'll show you. That's what comes out before my house. That's what came out before my house last week.
Gonna need a
That's
filter.
not what. Yeah. So, I do have a filter, but my filter that blocked my filter. It was like a centimeter of clay on my filter last week. So I went a week without water because I couldn't locate any filters. I've got a mail order. I can order a box of 20 of these for next to nothing. But I'll explain how the system works too, because sometimes the water pressure isn't huge on our pipes. So what we have to do is, and this happens even in Bangkok, is we have these tanks. Every house, even in Bangkok, they have these reservoir tanks. So your city water will fill up this tank. So then when you draw water in your house, you have your own pump. You have your own pump. And I'll show you there. Here's an example of our water pump. So we have these two tanks, and the filter completely blocked. I'll show you what the water looks like this week. Do I have that photo? Here we go. This is what the water looks like before my filter now. So it's sideways. Sorry about that. But that's what the water looks
Gravity
like
works different in
now.
Thailand. It's okay. We understand.
For some reason it's clean. But what a mess. I mean, the filter completely blocked up. I had no water, so we took it off for a little bit. We bypassed the filter because in the house we also have, for our drinking water, we have a reverse osmosis setup. And then we finally got the other filter, but I had to go wash out the tanks because there was sediment on the bottom of my tanks. We have a filter like this on order, and that should it also, you can backwash this one. So that's probably gonna make our problem a little bit better. But the water's chlorinated, so that's pretty well why you use the reverse osmosis, is to remove the flavor. But it's just unbelievable. You don't think about these problems unless maybe you have a well in the U.S. or Canada or the Western world. And I have no
Yeah, that was gonna
idea
be
why
my
during
question.
the rainy
Is it
season the
well-based,
water's
or
like
is
this.
So
No, they
you're
have-
connected to the city water system?
Yeah, connected to the city water system, and they have a huge reservoir here. I guess the only thing I can't complain about is I have to filter my own water here, but I only pay about even when Cody was staying here, I think we paid like 100 baht for a month of water.
Yeah.
Maybe $4 US.
Water is cheap, like in Thailand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
live
hope so in a tropical.
around a rainforest.
I was gonna
This
say,
is-
like
this-
in a tropical area, it better be cheap. Jesus.
This is the current filter that we use right now, but it's just too small for the problem during the peak season. Yeah. So I guess that's not the most interesting topic, but I've been struggling with water problems for a while, and I think we finally got them solved.
Yeah.
Have you? This,
No,
this
that is
system of
interesting.
having water tanks is actually not too uncommon in this. Not just here, but in Thailand. But I believe in parts of Australia they have this type of system. It acts sort of like a buffer between the city water supply, because the water supply the pressure is not enough. So you fill up the tank, and then it will draw on the tank, and then when you're not using it, the tank keeps on filling up.
Yeah, and that's
If you
why
understand.
different buildings here have different water pressures. So when I was looking for
Yeah.
condos, I would chest the water at each building because it's that tank. And it's the same thing with, so Bangkok, the water is good enough to drink out of the tap. How
This doesn't taste good.
Yeah, and there's one stipulation to that. If you have an older building, it's not, because of the tank, and there could be particulates or microbes in that actual tank. But as far as like the pump system, there's actually a map, and I forget where it is. I always forget the URL for this, but it's a really cool interactive map that shows like all of the like 100 pump stations around Bangkok, and it will tell you like the turbidity, the salinity, the like 10 different stats per pump station. Yeah,
Wow.
it's
Yeah,
incredible.
and if you have a building, an older building, or one that doesn't have sufficient tanks for the amount of residents in it, then you're gonna lose pressure during some part of that day.
Yeah.
So that's another concern.
Yeah, like my
So-
condo in Hua Hin had, like the water pressure was it was okay, and my condo here, the water pressure is outstanding.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Chaam is known for having this this water like this, and I don't understand how the people who lived here before me never had a filter. I mean, you couldn't even wash your clothes in water that looked like this.
Well, but so I got curious. Is that water? That's only during the rainy season, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
but that
that's
rainy season's a
many
couple of months long.
I guess, but
Yeah. The monsoon
Yeah.
is like spring or like winter or like fall. Like it's a quarter of the year.
Yeah, no, it's actually a third of the year here.
Yeah. So, anyways,
yeah.
I guess I didn't
won't
bring
hurt
much
anybody.
discussion here, but that's been what I've been learning this week.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And so that new filter is it's not too bad a price. It's it can be cleaned by backwashing. It'll probably last a couple of years, and it's got resin and other components that you can refill yourself. It's,
Oh, yeah.
it's like
Cool way to do it.
a bag of the media, and it's cost me 1,500 baht, which
About
Cody, what is
$50.
that in U.S.? Okay, $50
Yeah,
U.S.
a little bit
For the new
less now
filter.
because the exchange rate's been outstanding lately.
And it's 1.5 meters tall, so it's a much bigger system than what I had before.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Waiting for it to come on the way. That's my topic, and I can't. If I could pass on to somebody, am I passing, or is that mine? I'm
You're
the
going to
last.
Brandon.
No,
On to
Brandon
Brandon.
still has to go. He has got Clone Wars to talk about.
Yes. So it seems like everyone is releasing a Switch competitor right now. Some of them look great and could do really well in the market. Others are inherently flawed. The Steam Deck is a perfect example of what a new portable console could bring to the market. You can play existing Steam library on a small, well-designed handheld console. The latest entry into the market, however, and let me switch to my other slide here.
Next slide, please.
Next slide.
Lenovo, huh?
Lenovo branded the Legion Play. It's a 7-inch 1080p screen device with a rounded design and fairly standard analog sticks, D-pads, face buttons, and shoulder buttons. And while the design looks good, it's and is likely fairly good in the hands. Where this device falls flat for me anyway is the software. Where Valve's Steam Deck runs on a custom version of Linux with the potential to run Windows on, the Legion Play will run a version of Android. It is important to note this is a leaked device currently and not fully announced. But here's my thoughts. I personally won't be buying a dedicated Android-powered gaming device because it's pointless.
Pointless. Yeah.
72.73% of smartphone users use an Android phone. You're going to play games on your phone. It's easier and cheaper to buy a gamepad to mount your existing phone to than it is to buy a specific device only for gaming on Android.
Yeah.
The small sales this device might get are from folks who are running older, less powerful phones or people that have a device for every purpose.
If it's inexpensive, and that's the thing, is it would have to be very inexpensive. I could
Like
see
less than
it,
$100.
I could see it catching
It
on in
won't be.
Asia.
I,
But if
Right.
it's if it's more than the phone, then it's not going to catch on here.
Does it have phone capabilities?
In my research, I could not substantiate whether or not it had a cellular connection. I don't see an earpiece on that. I mean, unless you held it up like taco phone status, maybe.
Well, I definitely see a jack there, and I definitely see speakers underneath the right thumbstick. That looks like a speaker port. It's not fantastic.
I don't like where the buttons are above the joystick. I was thinking, I know you probably won't use that joystick for movement in a game, but the other, it would get in the way of you controlling those buttons, I think, at the top. I think that position is not very good.
And of course, that didn't size out right. Yeah, no, the design looks cool, but it just, yeah, when I already have a pretty good phone, it doesn't make sense to buy a new device. And well, I probably would have fallen into the category of a device for every purpose a couple of years ago. I'm kind of shifting back to my one device to rule them all phase. And right now that device is the Fold 3. For instance, my Fold 3 here, sitting in an iPega controller, which, by the way, this controller sucks. Spend more money, get a good controller. But, yeah, I can play Genshin Impact on my phone perfectly fine. And because this is a foldable, like, the screen is way bigger than that 7-inch that Lenovo was
probably more powerful
talking about. Probably.
Like I said, the only way I could see that other device or the Lenovo device working, it has to have a cell connection. It has to have a phone capability. Because otherwise,
it's added cost, it's added complexity, and I don't think it's gonna.
You could theoretically make it work as your only device. That's what I'm saying. It would be weird.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine pulling that out to, like, you know, at a meeting or something, like you have to exchange numbers with a coworker, and like you're pulling out this like game console from your pocket, and you're like, oh yes, let me.
Well, then obviously someone who has to go to a damn meeting isn't going to get it, but not everyone
here,
goes to meetings.
Let me just tap in your phone number here.
I don't go to meetings.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point that Colton has too.
It's the same thing with backpacks. It's the same thing with laptops. Like, some gaming laptops are gaudy and have RGB, and that's always a thing that's frustrating to me of people. I don't know. I think that's a problem with the older generation. Oh, they're just gamers. They aren't lazy.
Yeah.
How dare they like their fucking things that they're paying thousands of dollars for? I think that problem is going to go away. Now, I do understand from if you're a professional, don't make that your only device. But it probably isn't a very good phone per se. I'm just saying if it had cell connection,
it's a leaked device too.
True, it could be. It might not even come out too.
Well, and that's I don't know. If I was Lenovo, I would probably be looking at this device and going, you know what? Maybe we're hitting the market not at the right time, or maybe we should. On it. Yeah. I mean, Android is a version of Linux, but
but you can't play your Steam games. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, so I mean, my biggest thing is it would be like the setup that I currently use is janky. Like right now, I can't move this character because I've had this sitting over here too long, and the Bluetooth is powered off on my controller, and repowering it won't re-tie it back into the software because this controller is fucking stupid. Now, you know, playing with a Xbox controller, which when I actually play on that and it's not just for presentation purposes, I use an Xbox controller. But so a dedicated device like the Legion Play would probably be a better experience for gaming. But I can play that without a controller. I can shove that phone in my pocket. I don't have to take the controller with me unless I want to. So, I don't know. The other thing is the Legion Play is touted based on the leaked info as, air quotes here, designed for AAA gaming. The Lenovo Legion Play is the first Android cloud gaming console. Which to me means that the hardware is not going to be all that impressive.
I'm actually, I'm a Game Pass, Xbox Game Pass user, and also great fucking service. I highly recommend it. But they actually have an app that you can play all those games on your phone too.
Yes.
And it's actually most games actually require a controller to actually play. So, as you know what? I might take back what I said about it could be used as a secondary device. Maybe that's the logic for Game Pass and GeForce Experience. What's the other one? There's a third one.
I mean,
it's Game Pass.
Google's service. What the heck
Steam.
is Google's service?
I think you can play. Can you play Steam games like if you're on the same network?
If you're on the same network, yes, it's in-home streaming.
It sold it a little bit, but it still has to be under $200.
See, I mean, that's the thing is I don't think it will be. If they're going to pack the internals that they would need to pack into it to be able to play standalone games and not just cloud gaming. Wow, Cody just poofed.
Cody never was.
Yeah, my GoPro decided that it didn't like doing its job for the last 30 minutes.
Why would a camera be a good camera? Do camera things.
Yeah,
that's funny. Still, whatever. Or it could blow up. Maybe everyone will get one. Who fucking knows?
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I mean,
where's your Legion? You got the stupid Steam Deck?
What a waste! You paid for that shit.
Yeah,
we never know.
I mean, it's possible. I don't know. And I mean, I guess that's, my perspective in here. Even my last phone, there was still not a game that I could have thrown at it that it would have had any sort of stuttering or issues with.
Yeah, that's
so, I mean, I am not the target user for this kind of device because I have a gaming desktop. I have a laptop that does enough gaming to keep me satisfied on the go. And then I have a flagship, crazy, massive phone. So, so
who knows? Maybe the Tech Pirate will blow up in that time, and we can get a free copy, and then it's a moot point. Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be nice. Companies, send us your hardware. We will test it. We won't shill for you, but we will.
Oh, get real!
You'll give you our honest opinion.
You'll shill for them. You whore.
I would fucking not.
You whore.
Jeez.
Thanks, Charlie.
You.
As long as you make it clear that it's it's sponsored content.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily have a problem with
Charlie
it.
might shill.
Oh no, I'm totally chill. I'm a whore. It's fine.
See,
probably not.
I'm a better whore than he is though, because at least I'm willing to accept myself.
I would give it if they paid enough money and. Let me get clear. Yeah, it would be a sponsored content, and I would probably only talk about the good things about it, and maybe kind of like some tech reviewers do this type of thing where they get sponsored by a specific company, and they'll make it clear that it's sponsored, and they'll lean it more towards a positive review if it's actually a decent product. That's the key.
If it's
a
won't
garbage
lie
product,
about it.
But they're not necessarily going to rip it apart either, or they might. I mean.
I would rather be like...
It's okay to do the pros and cons. It's fine.
I would rather be like Mr. Mobile.
Yeah, but he doesn't like anything, so...
Yeah, he does.
You just got to be the zero punctuation of reviewers. It's fine.
Yes.
Yeah. Even the things that you still got to rip it apart.
Yeah. I don't know. He liked Portal.
And yeah.
Yes.
So 1 out of 700 games he liked.
He also liked he liked.
Just Cause 2.
Yeah, he did like Just Cause 2. And then what's the C game?
Subnautica?
Can't say that word.
Subnautica. He loved Subnautica.
Well, yeah, it's Subnautica. How dare you?
I still
hate
haven't beat
one.
that game.
Oh.
Play
Anyway,
a multiplayer mod. Maybe we'll
Yeah?
stream it one day. You never know. But
I need better internet for that.
I'll get you better internet.
which, by the way, I think I might be winning the download internet wars now.
We'll have
Speed
to test
tester, it's not real.
Well, I could
Oh.
upgrade mine.
it. We'll find out. But
Anyway,
are we
Colton,
done?
where can we find you?
Son of a bitch, I'm first. Name's Colton Roper. I still was not expecting that. The name is Colton Roper. I go by Seeker4761 in all the social medias, as well on twitch.tv/Seeker4761. I'm also a contributor to the techpirate.net. Like I said, I'm actually in the middle of finishing my review of the Android app of Game Pass, specifically the cloud gaming of it. And it's cool. So hopefully I will try to have it up by the time this goes live. So it'll be up. You know what? I'm making that commitment. It'll be up. So, boom.
Bold.
Charlie,
I like
what about
it.
you?
I am Charlie Stifler, also known as Milnor, spelled wrong, so I always get it right. You can find me on YouTube and Twitch, which I have not been on in a minute, but I promise, as soon as the event world slows down in November, it's on like Donkey Kong. I'm not going to stream Donkey Kong, but it's going to be like that. Tim?
Our Thai Journey on YouTube, Instagram, and on Twitter.
Definitely check out his videos. They're fucking awesome.
By the way,
Oh,
for
that's
our
so-
non-Thai listeners and viewers, can you please explain what Farang is and why you're fake?
It means foreigner, and that's what the nickname my wife gave
Or
me
guava.
because I love Thai food and I cook Thai food, and she didn't think she could. She lived in Canada. She didn't think she could ever probably go out with a Western person, but one way I caught her, I think, is I cooked her a Thai meal in my friend's restaurant, and so then she started calling me later on fake Farang meaning Westerner.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
So that's how that happened.
Yeah, I
Yeah, it's
actually
a whole
Googled
story.
that, and I was like, there has to be a story.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Some people
This is-
some people think Farang is an insult. It can be used as an insult, but most times any word can be used as an insult.
Yeah.
If you say it the wrong tone.
Yeah, exactly.
But for the most cases, it's not. So you got to get used to hearing the word Farang
Yeah.
here in Thailand.
Yeah, mostly it's just a descriptive word. Like
Mhm.
Thai people are not politically correct, so yeah, you just have
No,
to get used
if you're fat and you come up to a relative, they'll say, "Oh,
to He's the fat bald
look how
guy.
fat you are now."
Yeah, it's very blunt, but it's not like a negative bluntness. Like we use terms very differently than they do.
Cody?
I'm Cody Stratman, also known as Psychonitrous, also known as Zito Valder. I have started posting on Instagram once again, after a while of not posting on Instagram. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing. Been playing quite a bit of Minecraft, which I should have been streaming, but haven't been streaming. And a good portion of this is I did not have a desk until today. And part of the reason for that is because I moved to
Turn off your background.
this location right
There we
here.
go.
That's the view from my condo. So
A mega city.
yeah.
Which BTS are you in?
Bangkok, by the way.
I am near
For audio
Proconom,
people.
which is right. It's hard to
Please
do.
explain what a
can see it.
BTS is.
Bangkok
SkyTrain.
Transit System. So it's the SkyTrain. So they've got the BTS, the MRT. The MRT is so mostly the underground one, and the BTS is mostly the above ground. I say mostly because sometimes the MRT goes above ground too.
It's
But
public transportation for a train.
yeah,
But it's more
yeah.
up, yeah, pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm really happy with my place, and yeah.
You still hate IKEA, blah blah
Oh
blah.
God, I loathe IKEA.
We don't need.
Did you get a desk?
Save
Don't
it.
need the
Save
story.
it.
Don't
Save
need
it.
the story.
Did you
Save
get
it
a
for
desk from
later.
there?
Anyway, posting on Instagram, and Charlie, how about you?
I already went. You weren't paying
did.
attention, and I'm
You
insulted.
did go!
Brandon, take us home.
Brandon, I was just trying to give it to somebody else, and I just gave it to the wrong person. It's like,
Handed
this
it to the
potato
wrong
is hot.
person.
Please take it away from me.
Well, I am Brandon Bader, also known as Dracanis. I am on Instagram, TikTok, and
Facebook.
Twitter as bvader86, I think. I haven't
not on
really been
Twitter.
doing much of
You're
that.
You're the tech pirate on Twitter.
I have a private account on Twitter as well. I don't know.
We got a badass over here. Anyways,
I don't
Multiple
know.
Twitters.
I don't do a lot of stuff right now because work is ramping up. Because even though it's the resort's off season, it is basically IT's time to go into spaces and be like, hey, there's no users here, so we're going to change everything.
Yeah.
So it's one of those weird dichotomies of working at a resort. The off season is your like crazy time, and everybody's like, oh, we have plenty of time to do this, and it's like, no, really we don't.
Yeah.
And then when everybody else's hair is on fire, we're sitting back going, oh, this is lovely, this is nice, we don't deal with people, we live in the bunker. But anyway, thank you all for joining us on this episode of This Week I'm Learning. You can find us wherever you listen to podcasts, as well as on YouTube at This Week I'm Learning. For you social media peeps out there, you can find us on Twitter at ThisTwill. If you'd like to contact us, you can, of course, send an email to twill@thetechpirate.net. See you all next week. Bye-bye.
bye.
Not broken anymore. So nice.
Happy for you. Now I want to play RimWorld, you bastard. And
Well, everything was on
RimWorld,
fire, and I have that picture saved.
it is like
Oh,
the IKEA store. Badly
so
designed.
has anyone played Diablo 2 Resurrected?
No. Because there is a cow level, and I was told that there was not.
June has been.
Oh, I know June has been, because I saw June playing it, and I was like, a reason to get it. So now I have it.
Yeah.
Okay, so thanks to foggy memory and many years of time since I have last played it, like when I launched the game, I wasn't thinking, wow, this is so impressive. I was like, wow, it looks exactly like when I played this 15 years ago. Okay, well, great. I mean, I guess it's widescreen. That's nice, but everything else is the same. You can hit the G key, and it will toggle your game back to original graphics.
I like when remastered versions do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because
You're conditioned.
you played
you don't
this
know.
game 15 years ago, so you just frame it.
No matter how much you
how
remaster
you
an
thought.
old game like that, it's always going to still going to look old in some ways.
Yeah.
Feel
Well,
old.
and I mean it. Just
your
your
mind
mind like changing the way it looks. Like you don't remember all of the like polygon facets of like
you don't remember 6
arms and
480
hands in
graphics.
KOTOR. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you remember the storyline, the characters, like what they were supposed to look like. So going back to a remastered game, for me at least, has always been like, oh, it doesn't really look that much different. But this, like, hit the G key and it's like, oh my god, how did I think that looked even close to
God.
this?
Those graphics. Sorry.
Speaking of remastered games, I've been playing a fuckload of Halo recently, and let me tell you that the PC Halo is fucking tastic.
We'll have to do a co-op.
Oh,
I'm trying
yeah.
to find
Yep.
someone who would do a co-op
Yep.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Extreme Legendary.
I have it.
They
Yeah.
need to do 4-player. I'm so whatever.
Yeah, but like fuckloads of big team Slayer and big 8v8 heavies. Oh, that's so much fun. Nothing but tanks and Gauss warthogs. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And you can hate it as much as you want, Cody, but the music is fantastic. The narrative is fantastic.
Okay.
And it's a fun
Honestly,
game
the
to play.
multiplayer experience is awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
So many memories of pissing people off at LAN parties in college. Like, how the fuck did you do that? I'm like, I'm just really good at this game. I'm sorry.
I just remember sticky grenades on everybody's crotch.
I remember the Mears dorm at Western State College of Colorado's campus, that there was 2 clans, and they were both named Jihad, and they were like that was the clans. And so you'd get on 5 p.m. after classes, and you'd play till 2, and you would get just rocked by 10 guys named Jihad.
Really was the pinnacle
That
of
sounds
human
like
existence back then.
It really
an opening experience for you, Charlie. A formative experience,
I mean, it was.
one might even say.